This is a special episode of the Law Enforcement Talk radio show and podcast. It is to introduce you to one of my other podcasts, which is called Knowledge, Things You Should Know. And this special episode is all about the history of Santa Claus. We will return to the normal format of the Law Enforcement Talk radio show and podcast in a few days. I hope you enjoy this special Christmas episode. Welcome to the Knowledge Podcast, where we discuss things that we all should know. The old saying is that knowledge is power. From saving lives to improving your life and life hacks, we discuss them all. We are proud to be part of the HeffyPods network. You can find our show at heffypods.com. That is spelled JEFEpods.com. Now, on with the show. If you are looking for any information about if Santa Claus is real or not, you are in the wrong place. We definitely will not be covering that. Instead, we will be learning about the history of Santa Claus. Santa Claus, alternatively recognized as St. Nicholas or Kris Kringle, boasts a rich and intricate history interwoven with Christmas traditions. While contemporary perceptions depict him as the jolly, red-clad bearer of gifts for well-behaved children on Christmas Eve, his origins trace back to the 3rd century. St. Nicholas, revered for his generosity, initially gained recognition as the patron saint of children. This exploration delves into the evolution of Santa Claus, spanning from his ancient roots to the ubiquitous presence of mall Santas, with a focus on the influential roles played by two New Yorkers, Clement Moore and Thomas Nast, in shaping the enduring image eagerly anticipated by millions of children each Christmas Eve, unveiling the authentic Santa Claus, the legend of St. Nicholas. The genesis of the Santa Claus legend harks back centuries to St. Nicholas, a monk believed to have been born around AD 280 in Patara, near present-day Turkey. Renowned for his piety and benevolence, St. Nicholas became the central figure in numerous legends, including the well-known tale of rescuing 3 impoverished sisters from a dire fate. Over time, St. Nicholas evolved into the protector of children and sailors, with his feast day celebrated on December 6th. Even after the Protestant Reformation, his positive reputation persisted, particularly in Holland. Sinterklaas embarks on American soil, unveiling the authentic Santa Claus, the legend of St. Nicholas. The integration of St. Nicholas into American popular culture occurred in the late 18th century when Dutch families in New York gathered to commemorate his death in December 1773 and 1774. The name Santa Claus emerged from the Dutch nickname Sinterklaas, a shortened form of Sint Nicolaas. By 1804, John Pintard distributed woodcuts of St. Nicholas, featuring familiar images of stockings filled with toys, contributing to the evolution of the modern Santa Claus. Washington Irving further popularized the stories of Sinterklaas in 1809, describing him in various intriguing ways. The emergence of shopping mall Santas. Gift-giving, a central aspect of Christmas celebrations, gained prominence in the early 19th century. Stores began advertising Christmas shopping in 1820, with newspapers featuring holiday advertising by the 1840s. In 1841, a Philadelphia shop displayed a life-size Santa Claus model, foreshadowing the era of live Santa's drawing crowds. The Salvation Army's use of Santa Claus suits in the early 1890s for fundraising marked the beginning of the iconic Salvation Army Santas. The Macy's Santa, a fixture in the Macy's Thanksgiving Day Parade since 1924, remains a beloved tradition, with fans lining up to meet Santa in stores across the country. The enduring image of Santa Claus received a cinematic boost in the 1947 classic Miracle on 34th Street. We are going to take a short break and we'll return to the Knowledge, Things You Should Know podcast.
Discover the exciting world of podcasts at heffypods.com. Immerse yourself in exciting stories, Learn new knowledge and connect with great podcasts in both English and Spanish at jefepods.com. From captivating stories to life advice and much more, there's a podcast for every interest and passion. Be entertained by your favorite radio personalities in both English and Spanish and explore great stories in every podcast. English and the hard-to-find Spanish language podcasts are all at jefepods.com. Don't waste any more time. Find a great English or Spanish language podcast to follow and discover a world of possibilities in your own language. Find the best podcasts at jefepods.com.
Welcome back to the Knowledge Things You Should Know podcast. We are talking about Santa Claus. 'Twas the night before Christmas. Clement Clark Moore's contribution. In 1822, Clement Clark Moore, an Episcopal minister, penned the iconic Christmas poem, "'Twas the Night Before Christmas," for his daughters. Though initially hesitant due to its frivolous nature, Moore's poem significantly contributed to shaping the modern image of Santa Claus as a jolly figure with a portly frame and magical abilities. Within Moore's verses, enduring facets of the Santa Claus legend emerged, portraying Santa as a right jolly old elf with a round figure, donned in a red suit, sporting a white beard, and possessing the magical ability to descend chimneys for delivering gifts on the night before Christmas. The poem also introduced the names of Santa's reindeer. The widespread appeal of Moore's poem, accompanied by illustrations from artists like Thomas Nast, played a vital role in shaping the visual identity and defining characteristics of Santa Claus entrenched in popular culture. Nast's depictions notably contributed to crafting the modern portrayal of Santa as a cheerful, rotund figure, adorned in a red suit trimmed with white fur, overseeing a North Pole workshop alongside Mrs. Claus. While Moore's poem wasn't the exclusive influence on the evolution of Santa Claus, it held a central position in solidifying and popularizing the enduring image of Santa Claus recognized today. Thomas Nast's illustrations defining the modern Santa Claus. In 1881, political cartoonist Thomas Nast drew on Moore's poem to create the first visual representation aligning with our contemporary Santa Claus. Nast's illustrations in Harper's Weekly portrayed Santa as a cheerful, rotund figure with a red suit trimmed in white fur, solidifying iconic elements like the North Pole Workshop and Mrs. Claus. Santa Claus around the world. Diverse Christmas traditions. While 18th century America embraced Santa Claus, other countries developed their own gift-giving figures and Christmas traditions. Figures like Christkind, Kris Kringle, Father Christmas, Père Noël, and La Befana reflect the diverse cultural interpretations of the gift-giving character. Christmas traditions in the United States. Santa's magical journey. In the United States, Santa Claus is depicted as flying from home to home on Christmas Eve in a magical sleigh led by reindeer. The tradition of hanging stockings by the chimney, inspired by Moore's poem, persists. Children leave cookies and milk for Santa and carrots for the reindeer, emphasizing the idea of a naughty list and a nice list. So, the next time you hear or read anything about Santa Claus, you have some historical reference and knowledge. Thanks for listening to this episode of the Knowledge Podcast. We'll be back soon with a new episode of the Knowledge Podcast. We hope that this knowledge will help you or someone else you know. Until next time, see ya.